Hey, I'm Tsea, and I just took part in the FireSideGameJam2023 with my friend Ruben. This was a 10-day game jam to make a game under the theme of Guide. Did we finish the game? Did we submit it in time? You'll have to find out as you watch us make WoollyRoundUp. Once we found out what the theme was, it was on to brainstorming for an idea, and after an hour or so banging our heads against a wall, we had two main ideas. 1. A space escort game where you fight off enemy ships trying to attack the mothership, or 2. A sheep herding game where you have to take the sheep to their new field. And after some back and forth, we finally went on the farm idea, because, and I quote,
"I can do the farmer's voice lines."
And so it was settled. Our game was to be a sheep herding game, and so it was on to day 2. Prototyping. The first thing on my list was the player movement and the art, and whilst I worked on that, Ruben worked on getting the sheep to move towards the player. Originally, we were going to do this by just moving two game objects towards each other when they were in range, but that didn't really work well when you added a barrier or a fence into the equation. In the end, we used the A-star pathfinding algorithm, and if you don't know what that is, I'll link a great video in the description about how it works. But anyway, with all the art done and the A-star pathfinding semi-implemented, and this happening with the sheep, it was time for day 3. This day was spent finishing implementing the A-star pathfinding and testing it out with multiple sheep, as well as fixing the crazy spinning sheep from yesterday. And after a few hours, this was the result. In the end, I made the sheep faster, but less controllable, so sometimes they will go shooting off in a random direction, and I also added in this outline for when the sheep are in range. With all of this added, the core gameplay loop is almost done, but there is one more thing that we need to do. Now I love animations, especially UI animations, and I spent a long time on this one, and it might be my favourite one yet. This is the level complete screen, and the final component of the core gameplay loop. Along with this, I also added in a new level and transitions between scenes. For the transitions, I used an asset off the Unity asset store called Easy Transitions, which I have linked in the description. This asset was extremely easy to use, and I had all of the transitions set up in no time at all. My only tip for using the asset is to read the documentation if you have any issues. It really helped me out, and I would highly recommend this asset. Not an ad, just really love the asset. But now it's time for levels. Now, the plan was at this point to hand the game off to Ruben so we could bang out 10 levels in a few days whilst I went off and did something that weekend. But due to technical issues, he was unable to work on the project. So when I got back, I realised I have a box as the player, 4 screens, no title or end screen, and no itch page. And, to top everything off, only 3 hours to complete the whole thing. So it was off to work. Cue the montage! Now, with all of the levels done, a title and end screen, transitions and animations all fixed, the game was complete. And with 10 minutes remaining on the clock, I pressed the build button, and then it all stopped. 8 minutes to go, 10% done. 5 minutes to go, 40% done. 4 minutes to go, 50% done. 3 minutes to go, 2 minutes, 1 minute, 70% done. And then, too late. It was over. We had missed the deadline. And to be completely truthful, I felt terrible. Ruben and I had just spent the last week making a game that we were proud of, that we'd finished, just to miss the deadline, and all because of Unity's compiling process taking an age and a half to complete. After another 5 minutes, it was done, but by then, it was far too late. I contacted the owner of the jam to ask if there was any way to submit the game as late, but alas, there was none. We had failed. Or had we? Looking back, we just made a game, not an amazing game. Not the next Hollow Knight or anything, but a game in 1 week. And I was really proud. So with all of this, I put it on the itch.io page, published, and was done. If you want to play the game, there'll be a link to the itch.io page in the description. I really hope you enjoyed watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!